Good afternoon everyone and welcome to another Mac Merlin build stream. Today I'll be building my second Keycult number 165 Rev 1. So hello to everyone on stream right now. Let's see, who's here? Scroll up in chat. I see a Hot Lemon Tea, Unicorn 855, Helpless Studio, X Carbon X Allen, Zujo, and Kangpa. Thanks guys for joining in. Alright, as usual, what is Merlin drinking? Nothing too special today. Just going through my stock of, here we go. My stock of Bundaberg ginger beer. Like, I think this might be my last one, so when I go up to Costco again, I'll have to grab another pack. I think these come in a pack of 16 or so. Let's see, Zujo, Kangpa, and Olived. Hello to you guys. Just want to take a few moments to thank everyone who followed and subscribed while I was not streaming. Let's see, I see a Jimmy C, Prime Wish, Ycash, Alstad, Angry Chicken, Wei Sheng Lao, Christopher Laporga, Storm Turtle, Strace Options, Sam 1CH, Blanky, Lee Turk, Earth Sojourner. Thank you guys so much for joining in and for subscribing and following when I was not here. Gian Works, thank you. Thanks for joining in. Alright. And I think I found the perfect mason jar. One mason jar fits exactly one of these. So that's perfect. That's perfect. Let's see. Let's turn on some music. Let's do this playlist right there. Yes, this is the Bundaberg ginger beer, one of my favorites. Alright, we don't need that anymore. Yeah, I know. This is probably the best ginger beer that I've had that I can buy very easily. My favorite one, though, is called Rachel's Ginger Beer, located here in Seattle, Washington. So, you know, every time I'm down there, I try and pick up a few. But they are significantly more expensive. I think one of these, like, a pack of these for like 16 is roughly, what, like $9-10 bucks? Whereas for $9, that's a glass at Rachel's Ginger Beer. Yeah, quite a bit more expensive. Today's is a customer. This is a customer's build, not my own. My Keycult is still somewhere in the mail, or actually, I probably should check. I don't even know if it's been manufactured yet, but hopefully. The keyboard I'll be using during the stream is the Hive 60, the prototype that is currently, actually I think today is the last day that this is on Group Buy. This is a Washington-made gasket mount 60%. Built it just the other day, and so far so good. So far so good. X Carbon X Allen says, I also live in Washington. Cool. We are neighbors then. Neighbors in terms of us being in Washington. But here we go, let's take a look at what this first box is. Ooh. Yeah, if you guys caught my first Keycult build stream, it literally just came in the box in like a case, I mean. So this is the first time I'm ever unboxing a Keycult. Oh man, he didn't even open this. I don't think I want to open this part. I'm gonna let the customer open this. Some candy. I will also not eat the customer's candy. But here we go, there's strawberry and pineapple gummy candy. Pretty cool. And I suspect this is a PCB of sorts. Actually, I have no clue what this is. Probably a PCB. Here we go, here's parts. Parts for the Keycult. PCB plate. Whatever. Zujo says eat them. No, I'm not gonna eat the customer stuff. Alright. Pretty sweet packaging. Zujo said it was a gift for you to build. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm actually pretty curious why the customer decided to send all of this rather than, you know, making it a more compact package. There we go. There's the PCB right there. And this definitely feels like a plate. Play a plate. Just replace the candy. That'd be such a jerk move. Yep, that is definitely a plate. Okay. Get these out of the way. Won't actually need the plate quite yet. We'll need the PCB first. Man, very neat packaging. It's like I usually see the PCB packaged with the rest of the board, so I'm kind of curious. Maybe he bought like an extra PCB, who knows? And oh my gosh, it's completely sealed. This customer didn't even open the box, man. I'm gonna feel really bad opening this, like, cause this is, oh wait, he did open it. Good, good. I thought I was the one breaking the seal, cause that would suck. Part of the unboxing experience as a customer. You know, I do not want to deprive him of that, but check it out. Yeah, I know, it's really nice. I'm so glad that the customer already opened it. Alright, that is some thick foam right there. Let's see if it can come out, come out! Merlin, big troll, why am I a troll? Whew. This is probably, I'd say, within the top 3 packagings that I've ever seen. And there we go. Look, this is a solid block of foam. Ooh. And there it is. Yeah, that. If your Keycult gets damaged in shipping, that would be quite the feat. Look at how thick this foam is. Holy crap. Let's see. Helio says, can't believe that he unboxed it and put it back in the box. There we go. Okay, so the box says this is the white variant. There we go. Very beautiful. I think the first Keycult I built was black, and red. This one is white and brass. Absolutely gorgeous. Check that out. Whew. So nice. Very beautiful. Alright. I'll leave that there for now. We only need the PCB right now. I need to find where the daughter board is, actually, so I can test the PCB. Daughter board is not in there. It's not in the case. So where's the daughter board? Where did he put the daughter board? Without the daughter board, I can't really test the PCB. Nope, no daughter board in there. This is gonna suck if he didn't include that daughter board. Alright, it's gotta be in here because this is the only other package he sent. Oh, there it is. Daughter board's right there. It's just hidden. There we go. Okay, good. Whew. Xenophobia says, could be a very short stream. I know, right? Thankfully, I have not had a customer make that mistake yet. I know, right? Would have been a very short stream. Be like, alright, no daughter board. Can't test the PCB. If I can't test a PCB, not gonna build it. And Bessa says, hee hee. You didn't say that, but you were thinking it? Yeah. Yeah, for those of you guys who are new builders, absolutely test the PCB first before you do any kind of soldering or really any kind of building. You want to detect these issues as early as possible so you can reach out to the vendor or manufacturer ASAP. So here we go, let's go test out this board. First things first. And Bessa says, what happened? Well, I did not know that the daughter board was going to be in the same package as the PCB, because in most cases it's in like a different package. All right. It's like you could attempt to complete the build, but you know, not being able to test the PCB is it's not good. It's not good because you're doing it blind. There we go. Let's just make sure everything's good here. Let's bring up some VIA. VIA. There we go. So right now it's detecting my... Oh, no wait. It's detecting it just fine. Right there. Perfect. Good news. Piot says, pro tip, flash the PCB before testing with the key map where all keys have a primary function to avoid thinking MO pads are broken. Well, that's the thing. You should test those MO pads. But here, let's see. Where would the MO pad be in this case? MO pad would be... I guess since I'm looking at this upside down, let's do it this way. MO key would be right there. So that's the one that's not going to work. Let's see. What's this layer 1 like? Function row. All the way on top. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Alright, let's do the key tester. Hello. Not registering. Hold on, let's try that again. Daniel Juhas has subscribed. Thank you so much. Please, no, yeah, I know, right? It's definitely detecting it, so the board isn't in reset. Let's try again. Let's try again. There we go. It's detecting it now. Must have just not pushed it all the way. Cole Holiday Gaming says, Merlin, when do you usually do the stream for going over ICs? I do not do a stream for that. I do just a YouTube video. What I do a stream for is every Sunday night I go over ending and starting group buys. So I do that every Sunday night at 7:30 p.m. Xenophobia says, what is reading comprehension? There we go. So far everything is working. Fingers crossed. Yeah, this stage is absolutely important, is to find any errors, if any. Alright, now to check the MO key. Since I don't have another wire here, I'm actually gonna configure it to be like, let's see, I'm gonna configure it to the letter A. How about that? Go back to key tester, short it, and it is registering A. Perfect, we are good. Set it back to MO1 so I don't forget. And there, we are good. We are good. Bramboozle says, I just ordered my first kit. I'm so excited. Which kit did you get? Alright. I'm gonna actually remove this daughter board. It doesn't get in my way. There we go. See, first things first, we gotta put in stabilizers. Stabilizers, lube the stabilizers. There we go. And for those wondering, he wants me to put alpacas in here. Let's see, I wonder if he changed the spring out on these. Nope, that's 62. Oh man, it feels... just from this one switch alone, it feels slightly over-lubed. Okay, good. It's just that one switch so far. Yeah. This happens to be the first switch that I pulled out, felt slightly over-lubed. Yeah, I can feel it. Alright, well, I'll put that on the side and hopefully he sent me enough switches. This is the same customer who sent me the Iron 165 last week. So once I finish building this board and testing it for about a week, I'll be sending him both boards combined. Alright, let's start off with doing some stabilizer prep. Stabilizer prep. Let's see. So you need three sets of 2Us. Actually, hold on. Before I do this, let's just verify the layout that the customer wants, just to be absolutely sure. I wonder if it's going to be the same as his iron. His iron had a split backspace. Okay. Let's see. He wants normal 6.25 layout with full backspace. Okay. If that's the case, we will need three 2Us. 3 2Us and one 6.25. Two, 4, 6, and last one's here. There we go. We're good. And Bessa says, I like the building process a lot. Couldn't imagine asking other person to build it for me. Well, I'm actually glad that people send me their stuff, because to be fair, like, I like keyboards, but I think I like building keyboards more than I like owning them. So with people sending me all of their stuff, I get my building fix once a week. Piot says, if I build a TKL, you also want to build them with split backspace. Yeah, some people like split backspace, some don't. I am part of the latter group. Do not like split backspace at all. I think I might have to change this brush. This one's looking a little bit dead. Should still be usable for stabilizers. see, Helio says, I would build a TKL without split, but still program it to be split. How would that work? So much of the fun comes from planning and buying as well. Yeah, planning and buying is fine, but then the wait comes. Like sometimes you gotta wait a couple months for your board. Like here, let's see, what's the longest group buy I'm joined in right now? I think that would be the 7V from Novelkeys. That thing doesn't ship till February or March. Dwi Priyat Moko has subscribed. Thank you. Thank you very much. Couple months. For my Xeno 75, I think that's the board that I waited the longest for. That one was well over a year. It was like a year and 2 months, if I remember correctly. So, with that comparison, the 7V isn't actually very long. Idiot exception had to get 2 7Vs, dude. You won't be seeing anything till February, that's true. Or you might see the people who got the prototypes. Prototypes. So waiting on GMK Botanical. That paid for around March and April. Yeah. The good news though is I've been told that GMK has new tooling, or maybe not new tooling, but new machines, like 7 of them. So hopefully that will improve production times. You wonder how long the U80 will take? Probably a year. Just because Rama, I think, is the only... He might be the only vendor slash manufacturer who doesn't put a limit on his high-end group buys. So of course, there's a lot of people who buy them. Also coming up for 1 year on Dracula. That sucks. Oh guys, apparently today's a special day. Here, let me look it up. Today... Here, let's see. I think today is National Pasta Day, if I remember correctly. Why do I mention that? Because I'm a big fan of pasta, and I think that's what I will eat tonight. It's either that or like National Shawarma Day. Remember, both those days are in like October. Mion came on custom keyboards last March and you haven't received anything yet. Oh man. Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest problems in our community. It's very difficult for new people to join in. Like a lot of people who are interested in mechanical keyboards probably want something right then and there. So having to join a group buy isn't very conducive to that. PO just folded laundry. Oh gosh. And best I got a cheap 65 from KP Republic. Dude, if you want to get a cheap 65, get the NK65 budget edition. That's probably the best cheap 65 you can get. Alright, let me just even out the lube on all of these guys. With shipping and customs, it was like $250 for the NK65. Oh man, it's pretty expensive for a budget board. Mian says NK65 is your only custom at this point. I just received mine on Thursday. I have yet to build it. I think I may buy some Telio so that it matches my Bloomin' color. Yeah, I've got an aluminum from the first time that it went on sale, so I'm gonna keep one of them. Whichever one I like better. That Bloomin' was super cool looking, I know, right? I'd never seen like a board in that colorway, so I decided to get that one. Like, I've seen clear boards, I've seen gray boards, but never in that shade of blue. So it definitely interested me. If he makes one in yellow, I would probably buy that one too. Static 8 says, sold your NK65, turns out you don't care for integrated plates. It's not an integrated plate though, it's a hybrid mounting system. Top/tray mount. Alright, I think we're done with the 205G0. Xenophobia nearly bought an NK65, but hated 65. What do you hate about the 65 layout? Tell me. Enlighten us. And yes, I'm putting you on the spot. Oh, you're building this Discipline 65. Saturday H says the plate is screwed into the bezel of the case. That is very much a top mount, actually, if it's only that. But then, while the plate is screwed into the bezel of the top part of the case, the plate itself is also screwed into the bottom of the case, making it a tray mount. So it's like tray and top mount hybrid. I think these are 65s. There we go. Guess these are both 65s. Doesn't matter which one I use. Perfect. Oh, your first one was that 0.01. I remember that board. You were having some problems with it. You had to reflash that board a couple times. Did we ever get that into QMK? Or is that still one of those weird customs out there with the custom firmware? See, Custom Keyboard says, how long have you been building custom keyboards? I started building custom keyboards back in 2014, and I've been doing it, let's see, for other people since maybe 2016, but it was mainly just like someone asking me on Discord to build it for them. I didn't actually start advertising my services till about 2018, and then I made this giant post a few months ago. But yeah, that's how long I've been building keyboards. It's one of those boards that needs the Keebio OS support. It runs nearly the same chip. Oh, okay. The Ducky 1.2 Mini. Well, the Ducky 1.2 Mini can support QMK as well, if you know where to find it. The right branch, I mean. The right branch and fork. Whatever happened to that guy? I feel like he was super active for like a good number of months, and then he disappeared. Disappeared as quickly as he showed up. Custom Keyboard says, that is so cool, I feel like the scene is growing. Yeah, back in 2014, you probably had like maybe 2 group buys a month, and that's it. Now you have like, I feel like I talk about at least 5 every week that are either starting or ending, and then at the end of the month, it's like 10 and 10. Xenophobia says, that guy is still alive. That's all I know and can confirm. How do you know he is alive then? You keeping him in your basement? Custom Keyboard's username was not taken this whole time. Whoa. My lights just flickered. Alright guys, if the stream goes down, it's because it's windy outside. Will I be going for Andromeda? I don't know what Andromeda is, and the fact that it is 750 bucks, I will most likely not be going for it. 750 bucks is a lot of money. Xenophobia saw him on Discord last month, though he wasn't talking. Interesting. Also some GitHub activity. Oh yeah, the TKL. To be fair, I don't pay attention to too many TKLs, just because it's not the form factor that I like the most. I think it's a little too large for me, to be honest. Coincidentally, I say that as I did buy a Keycult as well. So who knows, we'll see, we'll see. Andromeda is the new Canon Keys TKL. Oh really, that's who IO3 is going with. Very cool. Oh, it's not CK. Okay, okay. No. To be fair, a Keycult is a Keycult. I could agree with that. 750 seems high. 750 is very high. See, many things you can do with 750. With 750, you could buy the Vega and a nice set of GMK caps. When did they announce the price? Don't know. I'm actually finding out about this board just now. You wish you could find a standard ANSI TKL with per key RGB that wasn't the mass drop. Is there one? GMMK. Guess you could try the glorious ones. Apiary will be building the Andromeda. Ah, very nice. There we go. Let's do this. Oh look, he had the screws here already. Let's take out those screws first. 1 year wait for the Andromeda? Wow, that's a long time. No, I feel like when like the group buy times take that long, and you're actually involved in the community and you buy things here and there, you tend to forget what you've purchased. Like, I feel like the other day on stream, someone asked me like, Merlin, what group buys are you in? And I'm like, I forgot. Like, I found that if you keep thinking about the group buys that you're in, you just get really, really impatient. And while you're impatient, you tend to buy more stuff. And if you tend to buy more stuff, then you won't have money for the really good stuff that you actually want. So in that case, I try not to look at what group buys that I'm in. Zujo said, did I even buy any boards? That is a good question. Yeah, I know I bought 2 boards this year. But the year hasn't ended quite yet. See, what's a standard ANSI? If you look at the board that's in front of me, that's a standard bottom row. 1.25 modifiers plus a 6.25U spacebar. And the right shift is going to be 2.75U. And yeah, it's going to have the full backspace. And what else? Of course, ANSI ISO, or ANSI enter key. Lee Benningfield keeps a spreadsheet of all his group buys, so we can check real quick. What plate will go? It's going to be a brass plate, based on what he sent me. Idiot Exception says, try the brass plate and Alpacas. It's better with PC plate, in your opinion. You know, I'm starting to notice that I'm definitely I much prefer stiffer plates. Idiot Exception says 7U is best. Did I buy the KBD Fans D65? No, I did not. I chose not to partake. I also did not buy the Bella. I think I'm going to try and save my money for the upcoming Vega. Does KBD Fans send you protos or stuff? Sometimes they do. Not all the time. Unicorn says, are they regular alpacas? What do you mean by regular alpacas? Like unmodded? Because they are definitely modded. Zudio is saving up for an Alice layout board. As I am in the Discord a lot. So, if you guys have watched any of my QMK videos, you'll notice that I use a DZ60 as my example. The reason why I have a DZ60 as an example is because back in the day, by back in the day I mean like 2018, 2019 time period, while KBD Fans was growing, so many people had an issue with flashing their DZ60. So I asked Wei if he could send me a DZ60 so I could help these customers figure out what their issue was. So he did, and because of that, I ended up using it for my videos. The drawback to that is, just because I use a DZ60 in my video, everyone thinks that their board is a DZ60. Like, I had someone with the KBD75 message me on Discord saying, hey Merlin, I downloaded the DZ60 hex, how come it's not working on my board? And I'm like, oh, do you have a DZ60? No, I have a KBD75. And believe me or not, that happens more often than I can count. But Merlin, your example is the DZ60. I followed it exactly. Yes. Yeah, I think like someone even, let's see, it wasn't a KBD Fans board. I think it was it was one of 1UP's boards. Someone asked me if I could make a flashing tutorial that was specific to their board. And the only difference is downloading a different hex file. Are Zeal switches worth the price? I think that's for you to decide, but my recommendation to people joining the community for the first time. Zeal switches are probably the most expensive switches in our community at the moment. They are fairly decent, so my recommendation is buy them and try them out. Because even if you don't like them, you can still sell them for a good price, and every other switch that you buy will be cheaper than Zelio's. Like, I'm not sure about you, but for me, I have this mental block sometimes where I think that the more expensive something is, the better it's going to be. So until I buy that most expensive thing, I'm always going to think that what I have is subpar. I'm not sure if anyone else has that problem, but that's me. That's me. So after buying Zelio switches, finally got that out of my head. Big Skid Row says submitted pull request to QMK and VIA based on my walkthrough videos. Thank you. Hopefully we'll get through them fast. You haven't tried any of their linears, so this Lee Benningfield. Alright. I do have to credit Zeal for... I'm looking at this PCB right now and it is bent. Not sure if you guys can see the curvature right there, but the PCB is definitely bent. Very noticeable when I put it on my mat. It's curved up that way. See, look. Curved PCB. Hopefully that won't give me any problems later. It's funny because it was like wrapped up along with the plate, so you would expect it to be flattened, but no, this is a bent PCB. Rusty Raid says Alps or Gat Blacks for smoothness. Alps are definitely not smooth. Well, I'd say SKCL felt a little bit smooth. Gat Blacks I'd say are a lot smoother than Alps. I feel like when Alps were new, they were smooth because I've heard that they had some kind of factory lubing. Rusty Ray says black inks or silent alpacas. I guess it depends on what you're trying to achieve there. All right, let's test it out. Neon Zero has subscribed with Prime for 3 months. Thank you so much. Okay. And I got all these Keycult wrapping paper. Should probably wrap them up first. Nbessa says JWK are smoother, but I think Gateron Ink Black sound nicer. They've got that deeper tone that I like. KC packaging is so nice. It is very nice, but a little excessive in my opinion. But I get it, I get it. It's part of this whole unboxing experience. It's like you're unboxing like a custom purse or something like that. Not that environmentally friendly. Yeah, it's like... Yeah, it even says Keycult on the logo. It's really cool. Alright, where did I put those switches? There we go. Just test out these stabs really quick, and then we'll get to soldering. That's good. Okay, let's find a Keyset to test this out with. Hold on. Alright, since this is going to be a white board, I figure I'll use ePBT black on white, just to keep the colors consistent. And also, there are some issues with PBT that you won't see on ABS, so I just want to make sure that everything fits quite like that. Big Skid Row has followed. Thank you so much. Max Click says, hey man, how's it going? It's going pretty well. We are testing the stabs. So far so good. Yeah, this is gonna look good. This is gonna be an all-white board. Come to think of it, I don't think I've got an all-white board anymore. Feels good. Zanyo has followed. Thank you, thank you. Oh, here we go. Static Age, sorry I did not see your Ask Me Anything. Here, I need to increase this thing a lot larger so I can see other updates. Let's see, what thoughts on the Hive 60? I think the Hive 60 is a very well-made board for someone who has, it's their first board here. But I'm also not surprised, just because the company that manufactures these has been in business making car parts for over 31 years. So, one thing that I did not appreciate about it is that, I don't know, maybe it's the fact that I'm using SA caps, that my desk is a little bit higher, but, and also this front lip here is, actually I don't know how much taller it is, but typing on this last night did not feel good. I do intend to use cherry profile switches, cherry profile caps, or maybe DSA, just to see if I can remedy that. but overall, its group buy price of $275 seems cheaper than what it should be, in my opinion. See, MechClick says, do you have any tips for someone that wants to get into Keeb content creation but doesn't have a lot of money? Okay. So what you see here, all the equipment that I have here, building Keycults, having a nice keyboard, having all these cameras, this did not happen overnight, okay? I've been doing YouTube videos since 2017, and I've also been very engaged and active in the community. So, you know, like it takes time to get there. If you don't have a lot of money, doesn't matter, just start small, get like a webcam. Get a webcam, start there. Even use your iPhone or your smartphone, you know? You don't need to have like A+ quality off the bat, but build up to it. Dennis Postu has subscribed, thank you. Thank you very much. Alright, all the stabs seem to work fine. Nothing's particularly scratchy or sluggish. Okay, I'd say the most sluggish stab right here, right now, would probably be, I think, my left shift. Might remove a little bit of lube from that, just in case. Let's see, MechClick says, sure thing, I get doesn't come overnight, but I'm more talking about the content itself, actually getting the keyboard and parts. Well, yeah, that's the thing. It's like a lot of people in the community know who I am already, just because I've been involved here for a very long time. So someone sending me a Keycult, they know for sure I'm not gonna steal this from them, especially since I've built Keycults before, stuff like that. You know, like, if you don't have a lot of money, get your name out there and people will send you these parts to build. Like right now, this is a customer build, this is not my board. In fact, the last time I built a board for myself, actually, the last time I built a board for myself, it was the Hive 60 on Thursday. But the last time I built a board that I bought myself would be... It's actually been a while. It's been a while. I can't even remember the last board that I bought and built myself. Yes, MechClicks, be a contributing community member. The other option though is, if you absolutely want to get started, is to advertise free builds in your community. Like, to be honest though, if someone's advertising free builds, that tells me that you are new, right? That you are new or trying to get your name out there. And I probably wouldn't send you my Keycult, but I'd send you something tray mount, like maybe, I don't know, maybe like a DZ60, right? Zano says, do you know how Keycult gets those traces to be a lighter color than the rest of the PCB? You can, I guess it depends on what tool they're using is, but I know in like KeyCAD you can change it up. The MechClicks is wondering in the long run on like how to sustain it. How to sustain it, like if you want to like earn money, you definitely need affiliate links and all that, but I'll tell you this. Like, if I did keyboard content, like with the amount that I'm earning now, I would not be able to live here. I still work my full 40-hour per week job. Sometimes I even do overtime. But this is purely just a hobby for me. Like unless you're as big as Teha, you probably wouldn't be able to do this full time. and make decent money. There's so much that like goes into this. I'm Baymax's Hierophant. Mead is fire. Ooh! I converted someone else. Hooray! Let's see. Can't change the color of the traces though. I'm pretty sure you could do it. Pretty sure you could do it on whatever app that you choose. But don't take my word for it. I am not a PCB designer. Any PCBs that I may have been involved at was mainly me saying, oh, that looks nice. You drove 60 miles away just to get it because you love me? You are so sweet. As sweet as mead. But dude, I am glad that you like it. My wife and I will be picking up a cat soon. By soon, I mean we're still waiting for a month. But once we do that, we'll be doing mead tasting in that area as well. Zanyo says, wife, how old are you? I am older than I looked, simply because I'm Asian. In fact, someone on stream the other day thought I was a high school senior. I'm not a high school senior. I'm not a college senior either. As I said earlier, I work a full-time job. Alright. Let's see, let's check out that stab again really quick. You think you remember how old I am? Some people say I am hundreds of years old. That this is just an illusion. Everyone knows that I age backwards in time like Benjamin Button. Alright, that is much better. I like that. Alright, time to solder this bad boy. Alright, let's see. Did anyone here actually watch that movie? The Curious Case of Benjamin Button? It's funny that you mentioned that because I think let's see, I don't know if my wife remembers, but I think that was one of the movies that I took my wife to for one of our first dates. I watched it when it came out when I was 8, says June. See, when did that come out? To be honest, it was not a very good movie, but by my standards, I did not like it. And yes, it was also a novel. 2008 was when it came out. Ah, okay, yeah. Yeah, 2008's when I started dating my wife. Well, she wasn't my wife yet. It was just some girl I met in college. The original short story was published in 1922. I did not know it was an original short story. That's really cool. I guess Xenophobia reads more books than I do. Have your age synchronized with the year. So when it's 2020, you're 20 years old. I'll never forget your age. Just ask what year it is and that's your age. Xenophobia doesn't read books, he Googles things quickly. He misses books. Dude, I have a confession to make. I used to have lots of books, but then when the smartphones came about, I ended up buying those same books in digital format, and I donated a lot of my books. Because it was taking up so much room, I'd have like bookshelves upon bookshelves of books, and I was just kind of like, I live in a condo, I don't really have that much room, can't afford to keep doing this. And it wasn't just books that I read for leisure, it was also books that I had in college, and in some cases books that I had in high school. So it was just like, oh my gosh, not enough room here. We tried keeping it in our storage room, but then, you know, our storage room is outdoors, so it's like books get soggy. There's no way around it. You love reading, but no time to actually sit and invest in reading books. It's either books or keyboards. Books or keyboards. I used to be such an avid reader. I think that's what you did before the internet. Yeah, I am a published author, so I do keep those books. Good luck finding me. Lee Benningfield has almost all his textbooks as well as a lot of old RPG and regular books. Old Dungeons and Dragons books were so cool. You need to downsize the next time you move. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I feel with property prices getting so expensive, you can't just keep all the stuff that you've had. Oh my gosh, when I moved my parents out, so my parents used to live in Taiwan and they moved back to the Philippines. Helping them move all their stuff was a nightmare because it wasn't just my old stuff, like a lot of my old toys and stuff like that, old toys and clothes, but it was their stuff as well. And I was like, holy cow. Unicorn says the aging backward thing was in T.H. White's Once and Future King. Ooh, interesting. All these switches have bent legs. What the heck? Bent legs, bent PCB. Good thing the plate wasn't bent. That would have been sad. You whispered me the Stack Exchange page. Cool. I'll check that out. Dropping switches. Oh well, I'll look for that switch later. Another bent leg, man. And speaking of reading though, I feel like the only things I read these days are probably geek hack interest check pages and documentation for work and QMK, I guess. Nothing too exciting, unfortunately. Oh wait, I read manga as well. I read manga, I read... what else? Yeah, I guess manga is probably the stuff that I read the most. All right. So many bent legs, as typical of a Switch that has been modded. I bet it got bent when they put it into that Switch opener. They didn't bother to unbend it after they were done. How did I end up in the United States? I came up here for college. Came up here for college. Graduated, ended up staying here for a few years, met my wife, got married, got into keyboards, and here I am. What are my favorite books? Got curious now. My favorite books? That's a very good question. No one's ever asked me that on stream, but okay. So I am really big on fantasy books, if you can't guess that by now. But some of my favorite books that I've ever read was basically the Sword of Shannara series. And coincidentally, Terry Brooks is actually located here in Seattle, Washington, and he does book readings every now and then, so I'm hoping to catch that. Hopefully when coronavirus is all over, I can see when his next book reading is. He's also like in his late 80s or something, so I don't really have that much time. Another series I really liked was, this one's a little bit more obscure, but Spellsinger. The Spellsinger series. Spellsinger series, but the stuff that I got really hooked on as a child was like the Dean Koontz novels. Dean Koontz novels, and let's see, what's the latest stuff that I've read? Oh gosh, I feel like I can't even remember what the latest stuff that I've read for leisure is. What switches are these? These are Alpacas. Customer lubed and filmed Alpacas. What lube and what films? I have no idea. It's whatever the customer sent my way. This was all done by the customer himself, or he sent it to someone and then he sent it to me. So I don't know what they are. But you know, I would probably guess the, let's say, the films are pink. Who makes pink switch films in our community? Do they look thin or thick? They look thick, so they're definitely not, they're not TX or Keebio films, so they're probably, I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. Custom Keyboard says, do you think it's worth to desolder a full build to lube the Gateron black inks that are in there? Really depends. Like, if you feel that they're still too scratchy, then yeah, it's worth it. Just because someone tells you that you need to lube and film all of your switches doesn't necessarily mean that you have to do it. That if you didn't do it, you've committed some kind of major sin. But I will tell you that lube always benefits a switch. Even vintage black switches that have been, you know, broken in for decades. So yeah, if you are not happy with how smooth your switch is, then it's probably worth your time. But if you're happy, then probably not. Unicorn says, always worth it. As I said, it really depends. Like for me, desoldering is not fun, but it's also not a pain. I can desolder a board this size in probably under half an hour, and I've got the right tools. If I was doing this by hand though, this would probably take me an hour and a half. In that case, unless I had copious amounts of time, I would not bother. Like some of my very first boards, definitely not lubed. And I still have some of them, but I would not rebuild them. Would not rebuild them at all. Just leave them as is. These are boards that I built in like 2014 or so. I think one of them's a GH60. One of them is some random PCB that I found, and I think I've got a few like face W's. Face W's and the equivalent sprit B faces and all that. So many clones back in the day. Your face W died? Yeah, it's funny. I don't think the face W's were built very well, to be honest. And here's the thing I noticed about the face W's. When we ported it to QMK, I noticed that it ran hotter. It ran so hot that in some cases the board would just die in the middle of like operation. So you'd have to unplug and then replug again. Unicorn says face W's. Yes, face W's was the 60% from winkeyless.kr. It was one of the original bootmapper client boards. Shade Dream, nice to see you. Yeah, I think back then, 2014, 2015, I was like, Face W is the absolute best 60%, because all you ever had to do is plug it in, open up their app, and you can change your key map, you can change your RGB. Like, what is this TMK? What is this QMK? So garbage. And I was not alone in that mindset. So desoldering's not fun, but once you get the hang of it, it's not bad. Yeah, at one point I was really good at it. Really good at it because I kept desoldering vintage blacks and selling them. But now, I bet if you had me desolder something by hand, I'd probably make lots of mistakes, to be honest. Just because I'm no longer used to doing it. I'm so used to using like my gun, you know? Like I probably would eventually figure it out, like muscle memory would like come back to me, but I'd have to do it for like an entire row for it to like kick in. What is with all these bent pins? Holy cow. Bent pins are not fun. Oh, another bent pin. There we go, that's good. That's fine. But holy crap. You use that engineer pump. Oh yeah, that one. That's like the most famous pump. Everyone in the community recommends that. It's like what, 15 bucks or something? Sarah says, how many keyboards do you have currently? To be honest, I have lost track. But here in this room, I have well over 30. Yeah, I do plan on getting rid of quite a few of them, just cause I've been in the community for such a long time that a majority of my boards are still not ESD protected, so I'll probably sell some of those. A couple of my boards are not ESD protected and not USB-C, so I'll probably let go of a couple of them around, I don't know, maybe around Black Friday time or something. Shade Dream says, looking at you, Doro67. Well, dude, if Martin Watt can finish his project, we will have ESD protected Doros with much better daughter boards. I should do a collection video. How long before a solder sucker group buy shows up on Geek Hack? That's a good question. I feel like back in the early days that was more of a thing, but you know, relatively easy to purchase it on like Amazon. Bent legs, not fun. Like all these spare switches you see in front of me all have bent legs that I'm gonna need to like unbend. Someone will probably develop the endgame solder sucker. You know, Rama should make one. Rama should make a nice Rama CNC'd solder pump. Specifically for keyboards. That's how it's going to be like marketed. Specifically for keyboards. Though I would not know what would make one suitable for keyboards versus one not. Okay. Custom salve and screw and cap. Oh, and then at the top of the solder sucker, there'd be like, you could put an actual key switch in it. That would be pretty cool, actually. I'd buy it. I'd probably definitely buy it. You know how like there's like that pen community or that mechanical pencil community or something, and they come in like these nice boxes. So you could do the same with like an artisan solder pump. Just open it, it'll look really pretty and all that. Do. Okay, looks like the PCB has straightened out. But I still need to put quite a few switches in, and I feel like the rest of my switches are all bent, so this is not going to be fun. All these switches in front of me are bent in some shape or form. All right. Jeez. Freaking A. It's not even... Yeah, some of them I feel like it's not even worth unbending because it's so bent. Wow, that... Holy cow. I have a feeling these might have been broken in first, because you can't possibly bend these pins this badly on a switch opener. They might have like put this in a hot swap at first. Yeah, this looks like this was bent from a hot swap. Holy cow. Okay, there we go. It's more straight. Ooh, I knocked the mic. So the lubing is also based on your own lubing skill. If you're not a very good luber, you might not feel much of a difference, to be honest. But Unicorn, the question that you need to ask yourself and have an answer for is, are these switches smooth enough for me? And if the answer is no, lube it. If they are yes, then don't do anything. Like, in my opinion though, I feel like every switch I have lubed has benefited. But maybe not the first couple of switches that I learned on. Those were terrible. I think on my first build I completely overlubed the switch. Once you lube, going back feels meh. Yeah, I know what you mean. But thankfully they've got JWK switches now. JWK switches are very smooth stock. Alright, so it looks like the customer may have sent me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Customer sent me 2 extra switches. So hopefully these extra switches will not have to be used. But this is quite the gamble. Custom Keyboard says, do I have a YouTube channel or a tutorial how-to video of the way you lube switches? No, I don't, but you can watch how I lube switches on some of my lubing streams, I guess. I feel like there's plenty of tutorials out there already. I'm not the best luber, and I'm also not the worst luber. Like there are people out there who basically, what they do is they buy a bunch of switches and then they lube them. They lube them with their style, with their form of lube, then they sell them on Mech Market. And some of them have made quite a name for themselves doing just that. I might say those kinds of people are probably some of the best lubers in our community. And people like me, I lube for my needs when I feel like it. Kappa kill if there's... Oh yeah, there is one on the floor, so there's 3. I usually recommend customers to send me 5 extra switches. Thankfully, I've never had to fix 5 switches on anyone's keyboards. It's usually just been like 1 or 2. So it should be fine, but you know, there's always the off chance that something gets screwed up. June says, is this build hot swap? No, it is not. It is a soldered build. We're actually gonna start soldering soon. Probably solder it first before I do this bottom row. There we go. All right, start soldering. Should be pretty quick. I actually ran out of solder this past week, so I had to grab a whole bunch more. June says, what is that fan that turns on when you start soldering? It is a fume extractor. It sucks in some of the solder fumes as I'm soldering, so I don't inhale them. If you don't have a solder fan, that's fine. Just open up your window, grab any kind of fan, and just blow the air towards the window, towards the open window. Kappa Kill says, are they actually that bad for you? It depends on your biology, to be fair. Like, everyone reacts to it differently. Like, there are some people who are downright deathly allergic to solder fumes. And there are quite a few in our community. And then there are people like me that if I inhale too much, I start wheezing and sneezing and all that. But you know, like, inhaling it over time, even if you don't have any immediate symptoms, will be bad for your health. Actually, hold on, let me grab my mat. Grab my mat. Sir Honky, no, I will not do that. Thoughts on the duckboard? Name sounds familiar, but don't remember what it is. Duckboard is a numpad macro pad, you believe? Ah, okay. Not quite sure. Bonek says, how much was the PCB? The duckboard? I don't know. Maybe June can give you more information on that. Oh, duckboard's only 25 bucks. That's a good price. Oh, you meant the Keycult PCB? I'd have to check the price, but I know to buy the whole kit, like the whole kit is 500 bucks. So with that known, I'd guess the PCB might be maybe 50 or 60. You can only get these on the aftermarket. Well, Keycult usually sells them every couple months. There's like a group buy that runs, but aftermarket wise, you can only get these probably for like upwards of $2,000. Keep knocking my mic. Yeah, I think the Keycult is probably one of the most high-end of keyboards in our community at the moment. And before, I really didn't, you know, like I didn't know why, because like a keyboard is a keyboard. How can it be so pricey? Why would anyone pay $2,000 for one? And then I built one. I built one a few weeks ago, or I guess it's 2 months ago at this point. And there's just something about, like, number one, the way it's presented, like the unboxing experience was really, really great. So yeah, that's not anything to do with the keyboard itself just yet, but how the board is built, I guess I'll show you guys later. The way the daughter board is isolated from the rest of the board, all that good stuff. How the plate feels like it's been cut very well. How beautiful the PCB is. These are Wilbur designed PCBs. It's like a lot of thought went into its design. A lot of thought went into how it's supposed to be built. Like My favorite board that I own right now is the Iron 165. And yeah, I really loved building that board. But in terms of build experience, the Keycult was more enjoyable. See, Zudio says premium, yeah. Then there's people who buy it to flip, yeah. Like, honestly speaking though, in terms of how it feels when you're typing, I still prefer my Iron 165 over the Keycult. Is the number 1 talking about the version? I see they have a release plan for number 265. Honestly, I do get confused about this. Here, let me show you it's a web page. Here, look, see? Number 165 Rev 1 pre-order. What I would assume is that the number 1, number 2 is the series. And it's followed by different different revs of that same series. Like, for example, where's that box? Where did I put away the box? Oh, here. Look. Oh wait, I guess it doesn't tell you. It just says number. 1 or 2, form, 60, 65, or TKL, variant, white brass. Because it doesn't really break it down for you. Yeah, even the box is nice. It's absolutely, like, everything about this experience tells me that it's a premium product. Alright, got most of the switches in. Just solder the rest. What are some major ways this hobby has developed from when you got into it until now? We have now a ton of options. Like, as I said earlier, we used to have maybe 5 group buys a month. Now we have 5 a week. See, quite a few other things have been standardized. Before, QMK, TMK was kind of like this offshoot that people weren't too excited to get. Now you've got QMK. QMK has become a universal standard for custom mechanical keyboards. And now we have VIA that builds on top of it. There's a whole lot more vendors these days. Lube is readily available, quote unquote, because it always goes out of stock. But before, it was very hard to get lube. There are more people streaming. Keyboard content. We now have people like Teha Types, who has like broken into mainstream these days. Custom PCBs are no longer just all designed by people in Korea. All that stuff. It's a lot easier to find information. It's like so many things have changed, to be honest. It's easier, it's now easier than ever to get into this hobby. Also, prices are more expensive. Like, I remember GMK key sets used to be like, in some cases, under 100. Signature plastic grab bags were, instead of 60 bucks, they were 30 bucks. And shipping options were a lot more affordable. All that stuff. The one Aqua says, but for the better, did you like the challenge? I don't know what you're referring to. What about the GB lead times? Yeah, those have increased exponentially. Well, actually, okay, to be fair, in the past, if you ran like a GMK group buy, whoever was doing the selling, like whoever took over the group buy, would also be the one organizing these keys into actual kits, you know? So depending on how efficient that vendor is, or how efficient that group buy runner is, this could take months. So in terms of lead times, I actually think it's about the same, to be honest. Of course, there were actually good vendors who not only once they got all of the keys, they'd dedicate like an entire weekend and just get it done. The one Aqua says, oh, did I like the change or the challenge of needing to look for information? Honestly speaking, I don't find looking for information that challenging. Like we've entered the 21st century. We have smartphones these days that we can access the sum of human knowledge on. And you know, you've got Google, you've got Bing, you've got Discord. It's just like, it's just gotten easier over time. And I've just never found that difficult. Shade Dream says people are still waiting for their first round GMK Hyperfuse. Yeah. Like, honestly, like, this may sound harsh, but if you're having a hard time looking for information, you're probably not Googling well enough, or like, you know, or maybe you just haven't looked into all the Google results that you have. Like, I don't know about you, but there are some people who Google for an answer and they see like 15 links and they only click on the first link. And if they don't have the answer there, they're like, man, it's so hard to find stuff on the internet, and they completely ignore the 14, 15 other links that like follow that. June says, sometimes the first link is so vague. Yeah, that's another factor. You can't just give up after the first link. Yeah, so some things are definitely trickier than others. But all it takes is a little more time, a little more patience. Like, one thing that I've noticed is people are like, there are some people who I've met who won't do research for something they're spending $500 for, and I'm kind of like, wow, I wish I was in your shoes, that $400 to $500 is something you can just spend without looking into it, you know? Alright, let's see. For the most part it's soldered. Let me check my solder joints. Make sure they're all acceptable. Alright. Looks good so far. Crystal MK says, "Hey Merlin, how long have you been interested in keys?" Probably since, like, it piqued my interest around 2012, 2013, but I didn't really get interested till about 2014, 2015-ish. Probably closer to 2015. Alright, let's see, customer wanted standard layout, so let's fill this up with standard layout bottom row. And turn off my soldering iron for the time being. Then let's figure this out. So yeah, start with the space bar. Shiny Robot says, "Is Canon Keys re-releasing the Satisfaction?" Yes, they are. When they're doing that, you will have to pay attention to their newsletter. June would like a Satisfaction 75. A lot of people would. Right. Let's see, where would that go? That would go... I'm gonna assume in there. How many units was it limited to? I think it was limited to 200. Okay, hopefully I put it in the right one. If not, I'm gonna have to pop it back out. Yep, that is the correct one. Hooray! Okay, let's figure out what the other switches are. They're all gonna be 1.25 U's. Let's grab a couple 1.25 U's. There's one. There's another. And need the third one. Third one, where are you? Third one. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so keep in mind that I think back when the Satisfaction 75 first came out, this was one of Canon Keys' very first boards. So I like to think that since then they're that they've scaled, they know how to handle more customers, all that good stuff. So they may increase the limit to more than 200. Don't take my word for it though. That's what I would assume. What do I think of silent V2s? I have silent V2s on one of my boards. Personally speaking, I think I stopped liking silent switches. Right, there we go, that's good. These are black and whites. Janky says, talking about the SAT 75. Yes, I am. I'm very curious what V2 will bring. One of my biggest complaints about the V1 was that USB-C hole was just a block, was just a rectangular block, kind of made the board look ugly. And apparently, it seems as though the ESD protection wasn't done properly, so people were experiencing ESD damage quite frequently. So I wonder if those things will change. Was it first come, first served? Yes, it was. Is that flux-filled solder or just plain flux-filled? Thoughts on vintage blacks? Vintage blacks are good collector switches. And I think they sound really nice. But if you're looking for stuff that's smooth, we have a lot of modern switches that will exceed it. Which iFixit kit do you recommend to put together keyboards? I have the exact link on my Amazon store, so if you... Here, let me execute the command for you. Go check it out there. Right, I need a fourth 1.25U. Aha, there it is. Let's see. Yep, two 1.25Us, actually. It's good. Have I seen the Mark 65? Yes, I have. I've seen the Mark 65. I do not like the actual mark on it, but other than that, it looks like a fairly decent board. Like, will it be good for the price? You'll have to remind me how much the price is. I don't quite remember the price of every board. Wow, that is beyond saving. I'm not going to use that. That is beyond saving too. Holy cow. See, slow yard says Mark 65 or D65. I like how the Mark 65 looks better. But other than that, I'd say they're about the same in terms of like quality. I'd probably have to read through the group buy again just to be sure. There we go, that looks better. Talking about boards, what is the thing you look at most when you pick a board up? When I pick a board up. Hopefully that it doesn't feel flimsy, I guess. If I'm picking it up and it's like really loose, and it's like really light, that tends to tell me that it's low quality. Like it needs to feel solid, you know? Smell and taste. There we go. And we are done. We are done. Time to clean up the PCB a little bit. Clean up the PCB. Looks like customer sent me 3 extra switches, but each of these switches have severely bent pins. So if I find any switches that are broken, or if any switches break over time, there's not really much I can do about it. So good luck to the customer. Here, before I clean it, let me just test it out one more time. Test it out one more time before I clean it. Sauerkraut says, how much are Keycult boards? Like 500? Yes, this particular board is $500. I believe their TKLs are upwards of 600. All right. Oop, that's not what I wanted. That's absolutely not what I wanted. Okay, I wanted via. Here we go, key tester. Yay. Looks like my playlist is done too, so that's fine. I can play another playlist. Perfect. Everything works. Everything works. Hooray. Hooray, hooray. Alright, time to clean up the PCB. Time to clean up the PCB and get to putting gaskets on the actual board here. What makes a board 500? Because it depends on its limited quantity, how well made it is, how hyped it is, you know. Like, to be fair, you can look at some of the most expensive bags and purses out there and you're like, I can use a grocery bag and fit the exact same amount as that Louis Vuitton or that Gucci bag, right? Yeah, they're manufacturing in-house here in, I think, North Carolina. Definitely don't understand the aftermarket. Yeah, that's true. It's because it showed up on Teha types. That's why. No, these are okay. To be fair, you could go to Best Buy or your favorite retailer and pick up a mechanical keyboard. Like all these custom boards that you see here, these are niche hobbies. I mean, these are niche items. Like this is enthusiast grade and it's very limited. You won't find these anywhere else. What is that you're using to clean the flux? 99% rubbing alcohol. Isopropyl alcohol. Whew. Yep. A little bit more. All right. I think that's good enough. 69 viewers, yeah. A little bit too much there. It's fine. All right, I think we're good. Let me just grab some Q-tips and wipe away all that excess. Alright, I think that's good enough. Not really picking up anything more. It should be fine. Yep, should be fine. Alright, here goes. Whew! Very pretty. Let's put this board together. All right. Let's pull out this board. Alright, so I'm going to talk about the build experience of a Keycult. Oh, it's upside down. Let's do it like this. The build experience when doing a Keycult. I think just everything works out so well. So here, check this out. The daughter board goes underneath this brass weight right here. See? That's where the daughter board is. It's right at the bottom of the case, as you can see. And then it comes out through this hole over here. So I think that's actually really good, because if you've seen other boards that have a daughter board, it's really hard to keep that cable into the correct channel and all that. So yeah, it makes me, I think it's really cool. Here, let's do it from here. Here, let's do it like that. Does the daughter board groan at the father board's puns? Yes, it does. Absolutely. That one's in there tight. What the heck? Oh, there we go. Whew. I'm surprised that these aren't magnetic. Yep, screws are not magnetic. Interesting. I was hoping that it would be. There we go. Let's do that. Alright, how do we take this off? Is that E-white? Yes, it is E-white. Okay, so I did not see any screws for the daughter board. So I'm hoping that the screws are already underneath this. I hope. Sincerely hope. Go. All right, top comes off. There we go. Look at that. And there are no screws there. Nom, 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 nom. Okay, hopefully the screws are here somewhere. Okay, those look like screws. Duct tape it, yeah. That would make the customer real happy. Right, to be fair though, you know, back then before we had screw washers, well, screw washers readily available, people just used to duct tape the PCBs. And also, in order to avoid shorting, people would duct tape the bottom of their board. So to be fair, it wouldn't be so weird to see it in a keyboard. Just maybe not to secure the daughter board. You know that duct board that people were talking about? They should include duct tape with that. Duct tape is conductive. No, it's not. Or am I thinking about electrical tape? Could be thinking about electrical tape. There we go. Let's secure that nice and snug. There we go. Nice and snug. Then this guy goes in like that. Now let's grab the weight. Let's grab the weight. Come on. What? Probably be easier if I took it out. There we go. Come on. How does that work? How does it fall into place? I almost feel like I have to do it. There we go. Got it. We got it. Do not use duct tape on electronics. All right, looks like we're good. Let's place the PCB in. Oh wait, before we do that, one thing about gasket mounted boards is that the only thing holding the plate in place are these gaskets. So sometimes the plate tends to shift. In fact, if you guys watch my Hive 60 build, that's one of the issues I have with it. For example, my backspace right here sometimes catches on the case around all of these corners, so it's not a very pleasant typing experience quite yet. So the way that the Keycult gets around it is that they have pins here, these things, which help you position the plate exactly. They go in there. Yeah, I think it's ingenious. The one Aqua says simple but effective, yeah. Absolutely. It's such a simple thing too. I wish like a lot of gasket boards would do the same thing. Alright, so once you get those 4 corners in, you can put the plate on. Oh wait, should attach this first. Whew. This is a difficult part. I remember now. This was the difficult part. This makes it cleaner looking, but at the same time it's also shorter, so you can't... Makes it much harder to put the plate in while inserting this correctly. Make sure pins are on... Where are the pins located? Okay. Goes in that way. So come on, come here. Just bought one of the duck boards, sold out. Nice. I'm glad you were able to get one. Let me know how it goes. Whew. Keycult is like Hermes for keyboards. I would agree. And what, Rama would be like Louis Vuitton? What would KBD fans be? P.O. says daughter boards can be so annoying. The benefit of a daughter board though is if you break your USB port, which is a very, very common occurrence, you just have to replace the daughter board. And I believe if you do IO3's daughter board design, it will have ESD protection on it. So basically, it will make every board that has a daughter board have ESD protection. I am 100% pro daughter board. But yeah, it definitely makes the build harder. Uniqlo's KVD fans. I could see that. Could absolutely see that. The A and F? Really? Oh my gosh. It's better if I do it like this. What board is that? What board is this? This is the Keycult. Keycult 165. There we go. This is the way to do it. I did it. At Propane, you can execute the exclamation point build command to see the details of the build. Got it. I did it. Now to align it properly. Whew. Rama is Michael Kors. Is that what he said? Yeah, I can see that. The Escape Lab novelty would fit on this board. Think so? Okay, it's not letting me align it properly for some odd reason. What's going on? What is going on? It feels like something's catching. There we go. Got it. Oh, hold on. Looks like that last pin came off. Right. There we go. It's properly aligned. Yay! No. There we go. Or not. It's not really sliding in quite yet. Keeps coming off. That blocker is so nice, I know what you mean. Yeah, this last alignment pin isn't working very well. There we go. So Unicorn says, are the alignment pins supposed to stay in? Yes, they are. Just having a hard time getting them to sit into these grooves. Huh. Oh. It's funny, it's the alignment pin that keeps moving. It's not so much the plate, but the alignment pin that keeps moving. Kelly, I don't think the pin is aligned. Definitely. It's because the gasket is making it sit higher. There we go. I just heard a click. There we go. Freak. The Voss subscribed to Tier 1. Dude, thank you for joining in. The Voss is actually one of my sponsors, guys. Located here in Seattle, Washington. He is the proprietor of keyboardlube.com. Do you guys need any 205G0? Definitely hit him up. You can execute the !KB lube command to find out his store. Also, Devos, since you're online, I do have a question for you. I noticed that you no longer sell stabs. Is it because you're just out of stock? Or what? What's the deal? What's the deal with that? Out of stock. China's on holiday. Ah, makes sense. Yeah, I think I visited your site on stream a few days ago, and I was like, there's no more stabs. What happened? Oh, there's something definitely amiss here. Here, let's try this guy. No, that guy's definitely in place. They just started back up. I believe they should be shipping soon, says DeVos. Nice. I don't remember the first Keycult I built being this difficult. Most factories open up with overtime pay. Nice. There we go. Can you put some of the alignment pins in the top part so they can align with the bottom part? I did, actually. Max F Live rating with party of 36. Dude, thank you so much. Here, let me do it again. Thank you so much, Max F Live. For those of you just tuning in, I am at the tail end of a Keycult number 1 Rev 1, or number 165 Rev 1. Just struggling to properly align the plate because it looks aligned to me. And then the top part isn't coming on. Keep that extra one right there. What mouse is that? This is a pluggable mouse designed and built here in Redmond, Washington. There we go. There we go. Yay! Whew. Okay, now I have to keep it in place. DeVos says Merlin discount code is temporarily upgraded to 10% for the stream. Dude! And now you do same day shipping in the Seattle area as well. Whew! Dude, thank you so much. I might have to pick up some lube from you. The deal that good. 10% off is like 0% sales tax here in Seattle. Thank you so much, DeVos. Alright, let's hope this top part stays here. I screw it in. I don't need lube right now. Dude, with the recent shortages of lube, I always recommend to grab stuff that you don't think you need right now, but stuff that you'll need in the future. Because nothing sucks than having like a build ready to go, but you don't have all the components. What screws are those? I have no clue what screws these are, that's actually. They're not magnetic, that's what I can tell you. Lump of Space Kid says, Merlin, are you part Filipino? I am as Filipino as you can get, given our Filipino heritage. You've seen the brass weight reflective and shiny sometimes. I think you may be able to specify it when you join the group buy. I'm not entirely sure. Kevlar has known me for a long time. Yes, he has. He's definitely Filipino. Oh, according to my 23andMe results, I am 98% Filipino. Filipino, but I can speak Mandarin fluently, huh? Well, I'm Filipino and I can speak English fluently too. Well, I don't think I'm fluent in Mandarin anymore. It's been a while since I've actually engaged in straight up conversation. How much is a test with 23andMe? I forget, but I think it was like, if you buy it during the Black Friday sales, it's like $50 or something. Dizzy Alex says, how you like the new GMK Rainy Days? I actually like it a lot, but I can only really buy one key set every now and then. So this time around, I'm gonna go with GMK Grand Prix over Rainy Day. Even though Rainy Day, like, if I had the money, I would go with Rainy Day just as much. Wait, X Reaper Cafe was today? Oh no! I really like Cafe. Dizzy Alex says, okay, if I ask a few questions here or there about keyboards, sure. But as you can see, I'm in the middle of building one, so I may not get to all of your questions. I will try to get to most of them. So, here we go. Let's populate this. Since this is a white board, I'm going to put white keycaps on it. Right, FN key was there if I remember correctly. Let's do super. Dizzy Alex just followed. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think first come, first serve. Like the way that I feel like there's no vendor in the community who can meet everyone's demand. So doing first come, first serve is very unfair in my opinion. Like raffle, I think, is probably the best way to go. Oh, that feels so good. That feels so good. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. I feel like I don't have all my alphas here. Let me grab... I have to grab another bag. Hold on. There we go. There we go. Backspace. Kevlar, you should come over sometime. We miss you. Your brother's come over a few times. My wife says hi, by the way. Dizzy says, is the Tofu 65 a good case, or should I go for another one for my first build? Dude, the Tofu is great for your first build. I think my first build was a poker variant. Not the best board at the time, but you know, Tofu would be great. What keyboard does my wife use? She uses an old, okay, speaking of poker, she uses the Poker 3 metal base with a, I think it's a 1UP60 as the PCB, and she uses Gateron yellows with a brass plate. Dizzy says, how about for plate? Should I go for brass, polycarb, or the thock? It really depends which sound you like better. Like for me, I think polycarb sounds better, but I also don't like how flexible it makes things. So between those two, I would pick brass because I like a stiffer feeling switch whenever I'm using linear. And in terms of aesthetics, I like this Keycult better than the other Keycult that I built. What keycap set is this? This is ePBT black on white. And yes, I do have a warped spacebar. So it's a good thing that's not causing any issues from what I can see. So let's keep page down there. Super. Looks pretty good on an E-white case. How am I doing today? I'm doing great. Just about ready to finish this board. Dizzy Alex, you don't need to ping me every single time you ask a question. But do I think filming Gateron black inks are good? It's really up to you. If you like it, you like it. If you don't like it, you don't like it. Please don't be warp spacebar. Okay, that's the thing with ePBT. With like PBT in general, the chance for warpage is super high. But the good thing is PBT is, well, you can usually put it in like really hot water and then flatten it that way. That's the good thing. Unlike ABS, if you have a warped ABS keycap, there's really nothing you can do to make it straight. Favorite keycap profile? I don't have like a favorite per se. I have a list of favorites. Let's see, I've got Cherry, Cat, DSA, and what's that? OSA. Any advice for someone who wants to start a build service or keep content creation? Have the right tools. Like, you don't need to have the best tools, but have the right tools. There was someone I saw on KBD Fans Discord a few days ago. He was a keyboard builder and he didn't own a multimeter, so he couldn't like figure out if there were problems on the board. And I'm like, okay, if you're charging people to build boards for them, you should absolutely have debugging equipment. You can't just, you know. Also, make sure you know your stuff. Don't think you can build a board for someone and when you run into issues, you can run to Discord, Geekhack, Reddit, and ask for help there. Like, if you have to do that, you're probably not ready to run your own build service. Like, sure, if it's like a super obscure thing, like, oh, I know, what's a super obscure problem? Probably something with like rotary encoders, I guess. Rotary encoders or like OLEDs. I think that's an obscure problem. But if it's something like, oh, this switch doesn't trigger, you shouldn't be having to go online to ask that. You should already know that if you're a builder. In terms of having like content like this, you know, just start anywhere. You can use a webcam, you can use a phone, just gotta start somewhere. How hard is it to port a board to QMK? I do a porting stream every Tuesday, and so far, from tracing the PCB to an actual firmware, I've been averaging roughly 2 hours or so. sometimes less, and that's because I'm talking to the camera. If I were to do it myself, I could probably do it in about an hour. Okay, looks like I have one key there, so let's just put a control key right there, and the rest of these guys can be home and page up, page down. There we go. There we go. Yeah, it's like, but I cannot stress how important it is. If you are building boards for people, like even if you're not charging for them, you need to know your stuff. You can't just be like, oh, I know how to solder. Oh, I've been soldering for a week now. I should be able to do this. No, you need to know your stuff. You need to know how to flash their board. Like if you're building a board for someone and I see you online asking how to flash a board, that's a major facepalm moment. All right, here it is, guys. The completed Keycult number 165. Look at that. Hopefully the ePBT black and white matches the e-white. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? I think it actually looks really good. Super clean. I know, right? Absolutely super clean. Lovely. Let's see. Oh, good. He's got feet on it already. Looks pretty good. Yeah, so I have another board that's Alpacas, but it's not gasket mount. Just typing on these, I prefer these better than my other board. GMK Masterpiece. Yes, GMK Masterpiece would look amazing on this too. Look at that. That's just... You know what? I'm gonna say this might be one of the nicest boards that I've ever had the pleasure of building for a customer. That the white is so white. Yeah. Very pretty. Very, very pretty. Alright, let's do a typing test. Let's do a typing test. Oh, that sounds so good. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm getting excited. It's not even my board, but I'm getting excited. Here, let's pause. Pause the music. Pause the music. Here we go. Plug it in. Plug board in. Woo! Woo! Okay, let's open up a typing. Uh-oh. It's not registering. Why is it not registering? Maybe I have to flip the USB. Oh, there it is. Okay. I guess this is one of those boards that suffers from flipped USB-C cables. Don't know what that... Like, I don't know enough about the electronics in like a USB-C port to know why sometimes you need to flip your USB-C around, but like for this board in front of me, this one is a Waldo 60 PCB. I can plug in the USB-C either which way I want, you know, but this one, it's odd. It's very odd. Jomi says, good job, Keycult. Don't know. All right, let's reposition the mic, or rather, let me open up a typing thing. I keep saying that I'm gonna do this thing, but here we go. Let's figure out. Man, that's too small to see. Okay, well. Yeah, I think that should work. There we go. That's enough to see. Let's pick a different theme. Let's keep it white. That's too white. That's way too white. Let's do... It's a very neutral one. 9009. 9009 is fairly neutral looking. There we go. Let's point the mic down. Feast your eyes, or feast your ears on a gasket-mounted Lubed alpacas. Here, let's do it this way. 9009 is the best color. There we go. Here we go. Let's do this. $135, accuracy of 83. Here, let me position my wrist better. Let's go remove this board. Let's go remove this board. Let's position my wrist better. But are those alpacas stock? No, they are not. They are filmed. Here, let me... There we go. That's easier to see. Where do you go from this board? That's a good question, I guess. Though I do have to say, once you go gasket, it's very hard to look at other things that are not gasket. Woo! 166, accuracy 100%. Yes. Let's see, Leo says, Mr. Build, what plate is this with? This is with a brass plate, just the way I like it. The one Aqua says, how, bro, I still can't get over people typing fast. I am a software engineer by trade, so I type a lot at work. And I feel like ever since I got into this hobby, just because of the number of typing tests that I do, my typing speed has just increased. Why do I have control as caps lock? Or do you mean why do I have caps lock as control? It's because, you know, when you hold the control key, sometimes it hurts to do this, right? Like control U or something. It's easier to press control here. It's a lot easier to press it there. Because let's be honest, how often do you actually press the caps lock key? La Theory says, I am a dev, but I can do max like 115. Like I said, man, ever since I joined this hobby, just because I do lots of typing tests when I'm testing boards, like my typing speed has increased because of that. But to be honest, even though I type at 166, usable typing speed for me is still probably around 80 or 90. Like my brain doesn't go as fast as I type. See, like watch. This is not a consistent result. I'll probably get like closer to 100 next time around. See, I'm already messing up. See, I'm caps locking. Can we see the side and butt? Yeah, sure, you can see the side and butt. The side and the butt. I feel like if you have a Keycult, maybe they could have put like some kind of design here to make it stand out more. Not that it doesn't stand out, you know? I know, right? It's probably... Yeah, I love it. I love it. Too bad I did not get the 65%. I have a TKL version. Here, let's just do typing sounds. You don't even need to see what I'm typing. Don't even need, I'm not even gonna plug it in. No, I'm kidding. I'll go plug it in. Hopefully I plugged the USB-C in correctly. Nope, did not plug it in correctly. Let's flip it around again. There we go. Alright. There we go. Yeah. Sounds pretty good. We'll be testing the board for another week, but this is the same customer who, you know what? I have PBT on this, and his other board also has PBT. So pull it out. Alright, there we go. This is the same customer. Same customer. He has an iron 165 and a Keycult. Both are, this one's with the Gateron Black inks, I mean. These are with Alpacas. This one has the palm plate, which I personally do not like. I much prefer the brass or aluminum plate. Yeah, will be a very expensive package. I'll probably insure it. Who knows? We'll see. Alright, guys. See here. Earlier I said I had to flip the USB-C right here. Let's go try this on the iron. Before I end the stream, I just want to show you guys what I mean here. Okay. Let's plug in the iron. Types just fine. You can see it in chat, right? Now unplug the USB-C. I'm gonna flip it. Okay, it's flipped. Plug it back in. Will it type? It types just as well. So yeah, it's this is the exact same cable I use for the Keycult. I don't know what the deal is with the Keycult, but yeah, with the Keycult you need to specifically plug your USB-C in a certain way, and I know you guys aren't hearing me as clearly anymore. So here, let me adjust that. There we go. There we go. Yeah. So I don't know what's going on with the Keycult, but hopefully further revisions of the Keycult will fix that issue. We'll see, we'll see. Alright guys, thanks for joining in. Oh wait, I'm gonna close the stream on the correct board, not this one. Here we go. There we go. I'm gonna close the stream with the board I built, not the iron. Alright guys, thank you so much for joining in. This was a Keycult build for a customer with brass weight and lubed and filmed Alpacas. Looks like he maintained the 62G weighting. This is probably one of my favorite boards I've ever built on stream, so I'm very appreciative that the customer gave me this opportunity. But yeah, My next stream will be tomorrow evening, in which I'll be talking about all group buys that are starting and ending for the following week. If that is the type of content, the type of information that you like, please consider following, subscribing, and definitely visiting me tomorrow evening, 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. All right, guys, have a great rest of your week. And last subscriber, Jenny Nguyen, thank you so much. All right, guys, ciao, peace, good night, or good morning, wherever you are. Bye-bye.